So good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome all of you to this webinar on Azure AI and machine learning. So today we are driving into the transformative journey of Azure AI and machine learning, which definitely going to help us to find and to explore the innovative ways of solving problems and unlock the opportunities across different industries and the different problems which we kind of face in our day-to-day software development activities as well. So in the next hour, I ensure that we explore the cutting edge AI and ML capabilities that not only going to empower technical professional like us, but it also will help us to create smarter applications, automate processes, and derive actionable insights from data at scale. So whether you are building intelligent chatbots or predictive models or personalized experiences, Azure provides a robust and flexible platform, and it allows us to bring our ideas to life. So we shall discuss real-world use cases. We will also dive into the powerful tool like Azure Cognitive Services and Machine Learning Studio. And again, I would like to talk about the audiences of this webinar. So I expect that any user, any attendee who has a technical mindset, so he can be a developer, data scientist, architect, or tech enthusiast, they are all welcome to join this webinar because here we are going to talk about how we can harness the power of AI and machine learning, which can help us to drive innovation in our projects. Okay. So as we get started, I would request you to all of you to keep only one question in your mind, and that one question should be how can we leverage AI to build solutions that not only solve problems but also redefine what is possible. Okay. So without much delay, let us begin now. So I'll just walk you through my profile snapshot. So I'm MTech in computer engineering with specialization in machine learning. Currently, I'm working as a tech applications manager in Schlumberger. And overall, I mostly work with the Microsoft .NET technologies. And I also have interest and experience in GKE, that is Google Kubernetes Engine, Docker platform, Podman, evolutionary architecture, and machine learning models. So these are the few highlights I have mentioned here. On the domain wise, I work across different industries, financial services, retail, insurance, oil and gas. And I work with major clients like Best Buy, Amazon as well. I work JP Morgan, Travelers, and Chubb Insurance as well. And as far as the knowledge sharing is concerned, mostly you find me writing about machine learning, meta-heuristic algorithms, evolutionary architecture, Angular micro front-end architecture, C Sharp .NET, and some major online platform that is Dev Community, Medium, and Code Project. Now let me introduce you to the agenda now. So I'll briefly explain you what do you mean by machine learning model, AI, and then how these three concepts are implemented in the Azure landscape. And then we will look after the hands-on demo on cognitive services as well as the Azure machine learning workspace. So that you not only get the theory part in this today's webinar, but you also will get an experience that, okay, this is a theory, this is an implementation. So that is how I have designed this session. So let us go ahead now. So let us first explore what is AI basically. What do you mean by AI? What is our concept of AI? So we can say that, of course, there are a number of definitions, but for the sake of simplicity, what I would like to put it is, and as you can interpret also from the image, so it is about machines are thinking, machines are learning, and they are trying to act like humans. This is what about AI. So in other words, AI enables machines to think, learn, and act like humans by analyzing what? By analyzing data, making decisions, and improving over time. Now, how it works? Let us take a look. So, what it does is it studies a large volumes of data to identify patterns and learn from them. Once it learns from them, then what it does? It uses this data to make informed decisions based on the logic and rules. Once the learning and reasoning steps are over, what it does? The next step is improvisation. So AI improves with experience, continuously refining its accuracy and performance. This is what the AI does. Fine. What are its applications? These are its applications. I have just pick up few of them. So everyone aware about Siri and Alexa, right? So devices like Siri and Alexa understand and respond to voice commands. Apps like Google Maps calculate the best route based on the real-time traffic. And even in the if I talk about the face recognition, we can unlock our mobile based on the face, right? So AI recognizes your face for secure and personalized access. So this is what AI is in very short. Now let us explore the other concept. Now what is machine learning? So we all code, right? Every day we code. Now have you ever tried to find out how a code look like? So mostly we'll deal about the business rules, right? So we have input. The input is nothing in the form of a business rule and a data which we apply on which we apply the business rules and then we get the output. This is what a traditional programming look like. Now what is different about machine learning then? So in machine learning what we do is, of course input concept is there, but here we don't have a rule, we have the output. So data plus output contains our input and in turn it leads to the rules. It mines rules, it learn rules, and that's what the difference between a traditional programming and machine learning. So if you look at these two images, right, I have put one image here where you can see a lot of vehicles flying on the highways, and each of the vehicle we have kind of put one square border around this. That means with the help of machine learning we are trying to identify the object which are available on the roads. So this is in short the machine learning concept. Now let us again take a look at the real world applications of machine learning. So on the left hand side I have put here, you have a input data, then you execute or you apply or you process this input data with the help of a machine learning algorithm, and the output can be a rules or it can be an action. So one of the popular OTT platform everyone is aware about it, that is Netflix. How Netflix uses machine learning? So it gives you a Netflix recommendations. For example, when I switch on my Netflix OTT platform, the home page or the dashboard of the Netflix will be different than yours. Why? Because our watch patterns of the series, web series, movies, documentaries are different. And that's what the Netflix capture. And as per the user browsing history or watch history, it provide the recommendation to the user or to the viewer. Second example is the voice assistant, which are available in our phone. Third can be the fraud credit card with the fraud detection. Fourth can be self-driving car. So these are all the examples of the machine learning which we see around us. Okay. Now let us dwell into the actual topic of our today's webinar. What we have done so far, we have set the background. We have learned AI, we have seen machine learning, we have seen the real world application related to both of these concepts. Now, what is the relation between AI and ML? So as you can see from the Venn diagram, ML or a machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. And we have just learned that AI is when machines mimic human intelligence, like thinking, learning, and decision making. For example, virtual assistant like Siri or Alexa answering our questions. What is ML? ML is a subset of AI that helps machines learn from data and improve over time without being explicitly programmed. For example, I have just talked about Netflix. So Netflix learning your movie preferences and suggesting what to watch next. Now let us talk about backbone of innovation, that is Azure AI and machine learning. So as I mentioned in very two bullet points, Azure AI offers comprehensive tools and APIs. Why it offers? Because it want to allow us to help in building intelligent solutions for real world challenges, from natural language processing to computer vision and decision making services. So Azure AI empower us means developers, data scientists with pre-built capabilities to accelerate innovation. But it's not just about building, right? We at the end of the day, once we build, we have to deploy also so that we can move it so that end consumer can use it. That means the deployment comes into question. So Azure ensures seamless deployment services as well, making it easier to operationalize AI models and deliver solutions at scales, whether you are on the cloud or you are on the edge devices. Now, on the other hand, the machine learning. So machine learning enables data-driven learning, where algorithms use historical data to predict future outcomes. And as it predict the patterns based on the historical data, definitely it opens an opportunities, right? It opens a lot of opportunities for smarter automation and better decision making. Now, at the core of AI, we have the AI modeling. So where models are trained, tuned, and tested to deliver actionable insights and intelligent behavior in applications. So with Azure AI and ML, you are not just implementing technologies, but you are shaping the solutions that not only learn, but they also adopt and elevate our business or the user experience. Now, what is the purpose behind this technology? So at its heart, if we talk about the purpose behind this technology is to simplify complexity, right? For example, Netflix. If everyone sees the same homepage, we are not, I has to find my own movie, right? Which I or a genre which I like. For example, I like the action able movies. So every time you also are looking at the same screen, I am also looking at the same screen. I have to search my movie and go ahead. You also need to let us say you like some soft movies. Okay, so you need to search your horror movies, for example, and then watch a movie. So, but what Netflix is doing, he has captured our browsing history or watch history, and based on that, it is recommending us that this is a new movie which is launched in the category which you mostly watch the movies or a series, right? So that's the reason we are saying that it has simplified our world. The simplifying the complexity. That's what the machine learning has done. So it's about solving real world problems, enhancing decision making, and enabling innovation at scale. So Azure AI is not just about tools, okay? It's about making AI accessible and impactful for everyone. Now, key services. What are the key services under Azure? It offers Azure Machine Learning, it offers Azure Cognitive Services, Azure Bot Services, and then it has Azure AI Search Service also. Now let us take a look at the Azure Machine Learning we already talk about. I will talk about now Azure Cognitive Services in very short. So what it does is it brings together a pre-built AI capabilities for our applications. For example, it brings us access to the vision, speech, language, and decision-making services. So these add powerful human-like intelligence to our applications, and that too without needing very extensive expertise in AI. Okay, so we don't need to be expert in utilizing these services, and that's the beauty of these cognitive services. Now, second, we have the Azure Bot Services. What it does is it's a platform basically which help us to design intelligent chatbots. So these bots can automate tasks, they can engage naturally with the users or customers, and they can integrate seamlessly with any of our applications. It can be an app, a website, it can be a mobile app, or it can be a messaging platform also. Then finally, we have Azure AI Search. It is a powerful tool which not only enhance our applications with intelligent search capabilities, but it also index and search the large databases, delivering tailored and customized contextual result to us. So overall, what I can say is these services provide the building blocks for creating smarter applications and driving innovations with Azure AI. Now, let us explore some of the advantages of it in very short. So, of course, one of the advantages, it gives us an opportunity to develop scalable and robust cloud infrastructure, right? It offers pre-built models which we can, kind of just plug in and use in our applications to execute various AI tasks. It can very easily integrate with the existing Azure services. Even you can tailor the AI task based on your business tools or the requirement. And seamless deployment and monitoring is also one of the beauty which comes with this Azure tools. Now applications, yes, they have wide ranging of applications and most of the projects are live today. If you visit the Microsoft Azure homepage, you will come to know what are the different domains today in the real world which are using the Azure AI and machine learning successfully. I have just highlighted here healthcare, So in healthcare, if you talk about right healthcare or retail, right? So we see lot of Azure AI there, for example, predicting health outcomes with machine learning for automated, and another task can be the automation of the administrative tasks. In retail, it enhances the customer experience through personalized recommendations. It can help us to demand the forecast. It can help us to maintain our inventory, right? So, in fact, with Azure AI, what retailers can do is they can analyze customer behavior and trends in real time to make smarter decisions and improve sales. Similarly, in finance industry, we can detect the frauds. We can perform a better risk analysis. We can be better compliant with the new rules, right, and global protocols. And by analyzing massive amounts of data quickly and accurately, financial institution can, make faster and effective decisions also. And in case of manufacturing also, AI has a lot of uses, I would say, in the production lines. It can predict equipment failures. It can very well inform us about the upcoming maintenance of a tool or a machinery, right? In customer service area, AI powered chatbots and virtual assistants, they are, kind of streamline the interactions with the user, resolving issues faster and become available 24/7, which a normal human being can't afford, right? So together you can see that from healthcare to customer service, Azure AI is enabling industries to innovate, solve challenges, and deliver better outcomes. So this is what the slide related to the Azure AI, Azure Machine Learning, the purpose behind that technology, what are the key services it offers, what are its advantages and the applications in the real world scenario. Now let us deep dive into the Azure Machine Learning. Okay. So if we talk about the Azure Machine Learning, it offers a drag and drop interface basically. So it makes it very incredibly user friendly for data scientists and developers. So one of the feature which it has is the auto ML feature. So auto ML feature is a game changer, I'll tell you. Why? Because it allows us to seamlessly build the model automatically. It simplifies the process of creating highly accurate models by automating time consuming tasks like feature selection, hyperparameter tuning, and model evaluation. This is particularly useful for speeding up development and improving productivity. Second is, as I mentioned here, Azure ML also integrates seamlessly with the Jupyter Notebook, which we generally use for the Python coding, right? Providing a powerful environment for coding, experimenting, and collaborating. So this integration ensures flexibility for those who prefer code first approach, basically, right, to building and refining their models. Then we have the model versioning also. We need to version our models. Why? Because over a period of time, our model goes through a lot of things, right? So in now I'm showing you one diagram. This is a Azure machine learning workflow. So what we do here is the first step here you see is we start with the data collection, right? We has to collect the data and then we has to pre-process it. So in the diagram, I have mentioned only SQL, but it's not that you can only pull the data from SQL. You can have a CSV file, Excel file, or any file from your blob storage as well, right? So this process begins with data collection. This is where we gather the raw data required for our machine learning model. So it supports, as I said, multiple data sources, including Azure Data Lake, SQL databases, and external APIs as well, ensuring that you can access the data right after your as per your use case. Then once the data is collected, it got curated, pre-processed properly. Then the next stage, which we move to the model training. So at this stage, what we do is we feed the prepared data into machine learning algorithm to train the models. Now Azure ML allows us to leverage popular frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch, or we can use AutoML also for an automated approach to identify the best performing model, which I will show you in the demo. Now, after our model is trained and ready, what we need to do is we move to the evaluation stage. So we collected the data, we identified the model, we train the model. Now it's time to test how good the model is prepared, right? How good the model is trained. Now let us evaluate it. That's why the third step is model evaluation. So this step ensures that trained model meets the performance criteria for assessing metrics like accuracy, precision, and recall. So these are three metrics which we generally use in the machine learning category, right? Now, what exactly they are there that I will explain you in the demo. So, thus you can see that Azure ML provides built-in tools for testing and fine-tuning models to optimize their performance. Now, once the model is validated, right, we proceed to the model deployment. And as I was saying continuously since the past slide, in Azure the deployment process is very easy. You can just within a second you can publish your model and you can try accessing it through the endpoint. Okay, and then we reach to the monitoring stage where we track the performance of our deployed model in real time, ensuring that it continues to deliver accurate results. So Azure ML also detects data drift or performance degradation and enables retraining when necessary. So it may possible that even though you have built a model, you have trained it properly. When you evaluate that model, you found that the results are satisfactory level. For example, 0.90 or 0.95 is your accuracy. But as and when you are executing that model over a different set of input data, you are finding out, or in fact, Azure find out that the model performance is degrading. So that kind of notification and alerts are also available in the Azure. So that means Azure not only help you to set up and build your model, it also help you to maintain and sustain that model over a longer period of time, right? So this streamlined workflow ensures that machine learning projects are not only faster and more efficient, but also scalable and resilient in the real world applications. Now, let me talk about quickly what do you mean by machine learning model? What is the difference between machine learning and the machine learning model? Let us understand that concept first. So in this diagram, you can see that I have put the caption as learns from pattern and make predictions. So you have an input which we are passing to the model, and model is coming up with some output. What is this output? This output is nothing but the patterns. So here you can see one bird, right? So what we want to do is we are providing all the information related to this bird characteristic. For example, color, its height, its weight, whether it has a beacon or not, right? All those, what is its color, as an input to the model, and then we have train our model in such a way that it can now predict what kind of species or what kind of bird is that. Okay, so in other words, what we can say that the model is the tool or a product of machine learning that performs the desired task once it has been trained. So machine learning model is nothing but the outcome of the machine learning process. So it is the trained representation of the algorithm that understand the patterns in data and perform specific tasks such as predictions, classifications, or clustering. Now, if I want to give one another example, let us consider this example. What do you see in this picture? A teacher is schooling the students, right? She might be teaching science, mathematics, or any other subject which student has to practice. Now, if I consider this teaching process or a schooling process as a ML, then what can be the machine learning model? Any guesses? So over a period of time, after training and learning, the machine learning model which gets produced is a graduating student, right? So the model is the graduate student who now applies their knowledge, who he has learned in the class to solve the real world problems. Similarly, if I take the another example, e-commerce platform. So in an e-commerce platform, machine learning involves collecting user data, training an algorithm with purchase history, and validating its prediction. Now, what will be the machine learning model? The machine learning model is the final product that predicts what a user going to buy next, depending upon his last browsing and purchasing patterns. So this is the concept of machine learning model. Okay, so machine learning model is an outcome of machine learning process. Now, cognitive services. What cognitive services are? What it offers? So I have mentioned here only 4 cognitive services basically. The first service is vision services. So what vision services does is it allows us to extract meaningful insights from images. With this service, you can easily detect text, objects, and even metadata hidden within the visuals. And even metadata it helps us to deepen our understanding about the images given in that scene. Now, how to execute this vision services, how to create it in Azure, that I will show you during the demo time. The next service which it offer is the language service. What this language service does is it help us in the text analytics. For example, this service can extract the key phrases from the documents or from the text. It can even tell you that the text is written in which language. It can even detect the sentiment from that language, whether it is a positive sentence or negative sentence. That also we can explore. Then third service which I am considering is the speech service. So the way I am speaking now, the this speech service has the capability to produce the text out of that speech, and vice versa also. Okay, if I have written some sentence, the Azure this speech service has the ability to voice that sentence. Okay, so these are few of the I would say uses of the speech service. Then fourth service I have considered it the decision service. For example, why we use it? We use it to detect the anomalies in the time series data. Let us assume that there is one credit card transactions. Okay, we have we are trying to analyze it for a year of time. For 1 year, we are analyzing a credit card transaction data. And what we found is there are certain transactions which doesn't generally falling within a normal category. Either the amount is very high or the amount is very low. So these are the anomalies in the data, right? So with the help of Azure Decision Services, we can filter around those anomalies, and it can really help us, especially for the financial institutions, in the risk analysis and detecting the fraud well in advance. Now, theory part is over. I hope what we have covered so far, I'm just summarizing. We understood what is AI, what is ML, how they are related to each other. Then, what Azure offers as an Azure AI and Azure ML. Then we understand what is machine learning model, what is the difference between machine learning and machine learning model. Then we have just seen what are the services which are available under the Azure Cognitive Services. So for the sake, in the interest of time, I have picked up only four services: computer vision services, language services, speech services, and decision services. Now this is our first demo. We'll now see how I can build a machine learning model with the AML Azure Machine Learning Studio. But what I will do is this demo will do at the end of the session. Let us first explore the image recognition with the computer vision API. I hope my screen is still visible, right? Okay. So I have created certain services already. So this is our that is our Python code. This is our computer vision service. Now let us take a look how you can create one. So you has to go to your portal.azure.com. If you go there, am I properly audible, Siddharth? So you can go to the this category AI plus machine learning. You has to type here, let us say computer vision. To do that, you will get these many options. You need to select this service and you can click create, and then you has to, put your data. For example, if you have any existing resource group, you can use that, or you can create a new one. You can select this is the default region which I have used in my past service. That's the reason it is appearing by default. But you have an option. You can choose any location. This name has to be unique. Okay. You can provide a name, and you can select the pricing tier as well. And then you have to accept the terms and conditions, and you need to create one. So this is how we need to create the computer vision service. Now I have already created this service. When the service gets created, this is how it look like. You get the endpoint and you get the keys. Now once you have both of this information, what you can do is This is one small demo I have created in Python. So to to execute the this Python code, right? To use the computer vision services, you need to have this package installed, request package, and you can install it in this fashion. Once you have this package, what you need to do is you need to import it. Then you need to specify your subscription key. How to get the subscription key? You can just come down here and you can copy it, right? Just copy it, it will get copied. Then you need to paste it here. Then endpoint is this is our endpoint. This is our endpoint. You can copy it here. Once you do that, these two variables will be ready. Then this is the standard code. You need to add some headers and some parameters, and you need to invoke and you need to post the request with the endpoint, headers, and parameters. Okay. And the response which you get, if it is successful, will be the 200. If the status code is 200 in the response, what you need to do, you should be able to print the description of the image and the categories, what is there inside the image. Okay. Now what I will do, I will take this image. For example, this is one of the internet image I have taken for the sake of demo. Let us see what this image contains first. So see here you can see one woman with the red coat and a car and a bag and a coffee and a mobile. Okay. Now what I expect is when I run this code, let me first put my key here. 1 minute. My code key basically copy it, go here, paste it here, execute. So here you can see that, see what it has detected. What computer vision service is saying, it is a person in the image with a red coat holding a bag and a bag of coffee. Okay. What is there inside the category? The category of the image is others with this cover. So there are different categories of the image. You can find abstract also one of the category, outdoor is also one of the category. So whether the image is of the outdoor nature or not, so that weightage is also given. Are there any landmarks? That also given here. Okay. Now let us they let us do other way around. Okay. What I would do now is I'll take another image. I will execute it first. When I execute it, what it is saying? It is saying that image contains a person's hand reaching out towards a flock of birds. Let us check whether computer vision service has detected it correctly or not. So I'll just copy it, go it here, put the image URL and see. Yes, we do see the hands of a person reaching out to flock of birds. So again, it has detected properly. Now, one more example. Let us check what is there inside. So see here, this is a chain and this is a flock of birds. Now, will it able to detect? Yes. What it is saying? A barbed wire fence with birds flying in the sky. And see the category it has selected. It has selected the sky and the cloud as the category with this score. So this is how we can utilize the Azure computer vision service and detect what is there inside the image. Now moving to our next demo related to the language service, Azure language service. And these are the steps here. We need to set up Azure language service first, develop an environment, implement the language feature, execute the code and display results. Now let us see how we can do that. So for this demo also I have created it uh, beforehand for the sake of our time. But the process remains the same. You need to go to home, create a resource, select Azure AI and machine learning. You type here language service. It will appear. This is the one you need to select, create. Process remains the same. You need to, either create a new resource group or select existing one, region, name, pricing tier, accept the terms and create it. That is how we need to do that. So how the language, once it's get created, this is how it look like. You will have an endpoint and you will have a keys as well. Okay. I'll copy it here, copy the key. Now again, with the help of Python code, we'll try to understand how we can leverage this language service. Now, to use this language service, we need to have this package installed in our machine, that is Azure AI Text Analytics. Once it is available, this is a simple code. We have to import these packages, libraries basically, text analytics and credentials. Then we need to put our key here, endpoint. Endpoint is available here. If I go here, overview, this is your endpoint. You can copy it. Once you do that, you need to create the client, and these are the two document or two text I have put here. One is a positive sentence. Hey there, you are capable of amazing things. Keep your head up. You can create any sentence. Okay. Second sentence has a negative tone. While the new marketing campaign initially generated a lot of buzz, but recent data shows a concerning lack of convergence, indicating potential issues with targeting and messaging. And the landing page design is cluttered and confusing. Okay. Now what we will do, we'll try to execute this function, sentiment analysis, and see what it returns. So if I run it, what it is saying, okay, I need to put my key. Let me put it, run it. So what it is saying that the first sentence, right? The first sentence is positive, amazing things, keep your head up, with the score of 0.99. And the other sentence is tone is negative. So it has identified the sentiment in the sentences with the help of language service. Now execute this, find out the key phrases in these two documents. So in the first document or the text or the sentence, there are two phrases which it has highlighted, amazing things and head. And in the second document, it has highlighted key phrases like new marketing campaign, landing page design, recent data, concerning lag, and others. Now, if I want to detect the language, let us execute. So it is saying that the first sentence is written in English language with the confidence of 1.0. Second also is written is in English language with the confidence of 1.0. Okay. So this is how we can easily create the language service in Azure, and with the help of simple Python code, you can test it also. Okay. Now let us move to our next service,
Ujwal,
that is,
I have a question.
yeah. Can we
So, yeah,
take this afterwards? Just I'm about to finish, then
sure,
I have that session also.
sure,
Okay? Yeah.
yeah.
Now, host services, Azure Speech Services. What we need to do here, the process remains the same. Set up Azure Speech Service, set up your development environment, implement the speech feature, execute your code, and display the results. Right? Let us go there. So this is our speech service, which I already created. Again, as I said, process remain the same. Select this category, type here speech service. Okay, select the one. Wait a minute, speech. That is, wait a just type speech here. This is the one. You just select this and create it, whatever you want. Same process remain the same. Okay. So I already created it. Let us go to the Python code. Now to use this speech service, you need to have this package installed, Azure Cognitive Services Speech. Then again, you have to keep your keys. Let me copy it first. I'll copy the key. So you need to provide region here. Then this is one method which we have written. So we need to configure the speech with the help of key and region. Then uh, here what we'll be doing is I'll be saying something in the microphone and then it will automatically recognize it in the form of text. Okay, let me execute it. How is the weather? Okay, and I forgot again to put the key. Okay, now I have put the key. Let us execute it now. How is the weather? See, it has recognized. If you run it again, what is Azure AI? What is Azure AI, right? So it has recognized it. Now let us do other way around. I have written here, welcome to Azure Speech Synthesis. Now it should voice out this sentence. And I'm not sure whether you guys will able to hear it or not. Are you able to hear it? Welcome to Azure Speech Synthesis.
No.
Okay, yeah. So it will be here to me only. I only heard it. Fine. You can experiment it. Then third is the translation. Okay. If so, let us say uh, I was spoken in English, then can I translate it to other language? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to translate it in Spanish, for example. Okay. This is the Spanish. So I'm running it now. What movie you are going to? Okay. Again, I need to put my key here. Okay. Now I will say that let's run. What movie you are going to watch tonight? See, if you translate it, of course, I don't understand this. We may need to use some translator to understand whether it has correctly translated it to Spanish or not. Okay. So we are done with the third three demos. Now, as I said, we'll move to the first demo. That is our machine learning model. Okay. Now, these are the steps. We need to set up first our Azure machine learning workspace. Then our machine learning studio we need to set. Then we need to create an experiment. We need to add the data set. We need to add the machine learning model. We need to train the model. We need to evaluate the model and run the experiment. Okay. Let us go there now. Okay. So what I have done is in advance itself, I have created the Azure machine learning workspace, but I'll show you how to do that also. Again, you need to go to portal.azure.com and here you can type Azure Machine Learning Workspace, Azure Machine Learning, suppose. It will appear here. Just select it. You see here, create, right? New workspace. Click on new workspace. This is my existing workspace, which I already created. Create a new workspace. Process remain the same. Provide a resource group, name, region, key vault. Key vault means if there are any keys you want to securely put or keep, then you can use it. Then storage account where the uploaded data set, if you have anything where you are going to put, right? So you need a storage account for that and you create it. So once this is created, okay, what you will do is you will go to that workspace and then you will launch the studio. That's what the second step is. Second step is launch the Azure Machine Learning Studio. You will launch the studio. If you launch it, you'll see the screen. This is our machine learning studio. Now, a lot of options are available here. Okay. Now, you can either select the, for example, if I go, you can still, you can select any one of these. You can select a data set if you want to add a data set or a model or a pipeline or a endpoint or a data store. Okay. But as I want to show you how to develop it from the scratch. So for that purpose, you can click a designer here. Then you can click the, so these are the models which are already available, right? Image classification, which works on the image, then binary classification, right? So these are the pre-built model with the with the algorithms and all. But I will create a new one. I'll just click here blank. So nothing is there now. Okay. Now if I click on validate, for example, this screen will get open. Now here you can see the data set. So basically what we are trying to do is we need to first identify our problem statement. Now for the sake of this demo, what I will be doing is I will pick up one data set. Now we'll be working with the diabetes data set. This is how it look like. You can download it from the Kaggle website also. So this is a CSV file. It has almost how many records? 948 records and different parameters. How a diabetes patient look like, right? And class is the target variable. When you say zero, zero means for this patient of this age with these values of the parameters urea, CR, HB, A1C, these are medical terms. For this set of values and with this BMI, diabetes is detected as zero. Okay. But if we scroll down, let us pick up any random example. But for this set of values, it is detected as one. That means diabetes is detected. So we are going to create a model now which will help us to predict whether for a given data, for a given patient record, patient is diabetic or not. Okay. So what I have done is I have already imported this data here, but let me show you a process also. See here, you can give any name. Let us say my demo diabetes data. Description is not mandatory, but let us put diabetes data set. Of course, it is tabular, right? Or it is file also. So as it is in file, I'll select file, click next. Now you have these options. Is your data already available somewhere in Azure? Is it coming from any web URL? Or are you going to upload it from your local? So I'm selecting, I have just shown you, right? CSV file. I'll select this option. Click next. Okay. Now you need to provide the Azure Blob Storage. Once you upload it, where you are going to store it, right? So you have to select you can select anything. You can either create a new data store or you can select data lake storage also. So I am by default, this blob storage is already available for me. So I'll select this one. I'll click next. Okay. Now here is an option, upload files or folder. Click upload files and select that data set. If you do that, open next. Okay, create. What it will do is it is uploading the our CSV file and generating a data set out of it. See, our data set is now available. Now, once this data set is available, what will you need to do? Drag it here. That's it. Now your data set is available here. Now, as I said, what is our problem statement? We want to detect for a given patient record as an input, whether that patient is diabetic or not, whether our model should able to detect that, right? Now to train our model, we has to give him some data, and that's what this data set is all about. Now second step is we has to select the model. Which algorithm? Model means which algorithm we need to pick up. Now, let us say we'll pick up, for example, two class logistic regression model. If you put here two class logistic regression model like this, so you will see this like two class logistic regression. It is basically we use when we know that target variable has only two values, either 1 or 0, yes or no. Okay. So I'll just select this and I will drag it here. So this is our algorithm, two class logistic regression algorithm, which we are going to execute on this data set. Okay. Third step is we need to take the train model. If you do that, this model will appear. We'll drag it here. Then to this train model, you will give this data set. Okay. Now this you will now to this train model, you will put a connection between this algorithm and the train model. Here you see one notification. Notification means you has to tell to train model what is the target variable. Okay. So here If you click, the class will, for example, column names. You need to put the class. What is class? This is our target variable. Wait a minute. What happened here? Okay. Save. Okay. Now, with the given data, it will always look for the class variable value. After that, we need to add the score model. Score model means how well the training model is performing. Okay. Now here you have a choice. Choice in the sense, this is our model which we are building with the help of this algorithm and this data set. Now, how well this model is built, that you need to check, right? So you can use what you can do, this data set which you have, right? You can either create one mini data set out of this randomly, which will contains few records for zero, few records for one category. And this data set, this mini data set then can act as a training data set for this model. But for the in the interest of time, what I will do, I'll drag here itself. This data set only I will use. Just point it here. Now the model is trained. Train means we are just putting the connections. We have not yet executed. And the now last step is, as per the PPT, we have to evaluate now how good our model is built. So you will drag it here. Just put this connection here. Okay. Now you see this combination here, right? Configure and submit the button. You just save it first or configure and submit. Now we are creating a new one. That's why this create new got selected by default. Now give some name. My Jan diabetes experiment, suppose, or EXP. Job display name you can select anything. Okay. Next. Now inputs. We need to provide inputs. If I click next, we need to select the compute instance. If it is available for you, you can easily see, you can see here two compute instances are available, but both are in stop stage. So what I will do, I may click here, okay, and I will pick up a new one. For example, the least costly I'll pick up standard D2S2, my new demo compute instance. Preview and create, okay. It will start appearing here. As of now, it is in create state. Once it is available, we'll select it and then we'll review and submit it. Okay. Once we submitted, the model get run. Okay, and then I would able to see it, show you the result also. Now, as I said, let us take a look at the concept of accuracy and precision till the time that instance is getting created. Now, when we say that we want to evaluate a model, what exactly mean by that? So we have basically in machine learnings in a domain, what we do is we use, of course, other metrics are also there, but these are some popular metrics. That is accuracy, for example. So what is accuracy? So let us consider that we have a lot of emails, 100 emails, for example, and our task is to, we have built one model, and our task is to find out how many are spam emails, how many are non-spam emails, or actual emails. Now, if our model classify the emails correctly, that is known as a accuracy. For example, out of these 100 models, out of these 100 emails, if our model classified 90 emails correctly, that means the accuracy is 90%. Okay. But what is the limitation of this accuracy matrix? It can tell you what our model classified correctly. But how good it is classifying in spam email or non-spam email, that it doesn't convey to us, right? That's why we have a need of another matrix, that is a precision. Now, what is precision? Precision means out of all the emails marked as spam, Okay. How many are actually spam? So even though you have 100 emails, it is possible that your model has classified 50 emails as spam emails. Fine. But are those 50 emails which model has classified as spam emails are really spam in reality? So how good is your model in classifying a category actually? That is known as a precision. So if we take this email example of 100 emails, so if the model flagged 20 email as spam, but only 15 are truly spam, that means precision should be 15 by 20. Because why? 20 emails it has flagged as spam, but in reality only 15 are spam. That's why 15 by 20. So the precision will be 75%. Okay. Third one is recall. What is recall? Out of all the spam emails, how many were correctly identified? So if we take this same example, right? If there are 25 spam emails and the model correctly flags 20, that means recall is 20 by 25. That's the difference between precision and recall. So when we consider 20 emails which model has flagged, but in reality only 15 were spam, then we said 15 by 20, that is 75, that becomes our precision. Recall is other way around. If there are 25 spam emails and model correctly flags 20, then the recall should be 20 by 25, that is 80%. Okay. That's why that is the meaning of this three matrix. F1 score is, we can say that it's a balance between precision and recall. Okay. So it basically harmonizes the major overall effectiveness, because it's not about how good our model is identifying spam, but how good it is in identifying actual email also, right? So that's what it indicates it is indicated by the F1 score. Now let us go back to our compute instance and see whether it is ready or not. Eh, yes, it is ready. I'll select it. Next, review and submit. I'll just submit it now. Okay. See here, pipeline job has been submitted. Very soon it should start in the running state. View details. If you go here, you should able to see details also. See, it is in execution state now. We got notification also. See, it is executing. Yeah, till the time it is executing, I'll move to the next slide. Uh, those are related to the best practices only. So we has to ensure, if we think that our model should perform good, we has to take care of the data quality which we use to train the model. Most of the time, see, building a model is not a straightforward process. It is a iterative process. Okay. So we has to ensure that we version our models. Why? Because if I create a version 1 of a model, and if I am refining it further, it may become version 2. But it doesn't mean that I should discard the version 1. There may be a cases where I need to go back and revisit there, right? Version 1. That's why we have to be very good in versioning our model. Then continuous monitoring. That means we need to hyper tune it properly. Security and compliance, as I shown you, right? Data. Not all data is readily available to us. So we have to collect that data, take out noise from the data, make the data very good and uncluttered, so that we can efficiently and effectively train our model. Okay. Now we are at the last slide, that is closing remarks. So as what are the takeaways then before we wrap up? So we have seen that Azure offers a whole artificial intelligence and machine learning services, especially with the Azure Cognitive Services, right? You have an access to the pre-built models. We have seen that, right? Computer vision, language service, speech service, decision making. So these services are very easy to integrate in our application also. Similarly, if I talk about the Azure Machine Learning, it provides a very robust platform to create, train, deploy, and manage machine learning models. You have just seen, right? In I think I may not took more than 5 minutes to create a model, right? With that designer interface. So, in other words, we can say that Azure truly empowers you to innovate, whether you are leveraging existing capabilities or crafting a solution. So now I would love to hear from you. So do you have any questions about what we have discussed so far? or how you can apply these tools in your projects. Now I can open the floor for questions, guys.